So yeah, LC, I have some pictures from the night I wanted to show you here.
Hit it.
Yeah, here we go. This is for the people watching on YouTube. If you're not a subscriber, go to our channel and subscribe, and then you can check out and watch cool stuff like this. But here we go. Here's a shot of Blackie I got. So that nice little, looking pretty badass, right?
Yeah. See, I never understood that that his mic stand had that curve spine. I guess I mostly saw it from the front view in promo pics.
And going forward, please refer to it by its given name, Elvis.
Oh yes, Elvis has a great. Yeah. He might suffer from some kind of spine problem.
Anyway, here's that's a pretty cool shot, and you can see he kind of went with the old school white stripes in the hair for this tour. I dug that.
Yeah.
There's another one there with our heads on the sides.
That's what I've seen before.
Yeah. Yeah. From the front, it definitely looks different. So
that
one's
cool.
Also it's flexible, so it kind of bounces around when he leans back like that.
Definitely scoliosis, though.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. That guy's got.
That might actually be model after Blackie's spine.
That could be. Well, I think that the mic stand needs to go to Streisand's chiropractor too. But
exactly.
Yeah, get a correction done there. And here's another kind of cool one. And
is that one that's designed by?
What's going on there? Hold on.
Okay, that's very nice.
Hold on. I got to get that.
There's a name drop. I figured that would be Blackie next to him.
I have no idea why that's here. Hold on.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Two of them?
What the hell?
That was my dream last night.
How do you stop this? Oh my gosh! I don't know what the hell is happening.
What's going on with this? Oh my God! Mackerel!
Jesus!
Good Lord, that's a thirst trap. All right, back to this. I hate that when that happens.
Yeah. So anyway, So there's also a picture of Blackie, and I don't have it handy here. But backstage at Minneapolis, and he is clearly wearing a wig. I'll actually share it in the Cobra group. And it's not the same wig, which means he's got, because it doesn't have the white stripes and it's not as long.
Right.
So he's got a meet and greet wig and a stage wig. So good on you, Blackie.
Yeah, like I said, that makes sense to me. I mean, like I said, like years ago when I met Hulk Hogan at the gym in was it near West Palm? He had this is a true story. I think I shared it before. Where he was just randomly there and working out, and people come up to him harassing him, but he was wearing his bandana. And then at one point, he went to the locker room and came out, and he had a different bandana on. He had workout bandana and he had driving bandana. So
kind of makes sense. The workout one might have got sweaty.
I know. That's why I get that, but I'm guessing he has at least 5, like in the glove box, ready to roll, just in case.
Well, Blackie, I got to tell you, he's in his 70s, and he moved great for a 70-year-old. And there's always been, he's flat out admitted he uses a ton of backing tracks in the past. Now, the early reports were they weren't using them on this tour, and I factored that more to the fact that, first of all, they're playing the debut album in its entirety, and then if you look at the set list, they do nothing really past Headless Children. So, and those are more stripped down. There's less orchestration and less reason for him to do that. However, again, we are getting into these guys where they're just using misdirection to get people, you know what I mean, look over here and all that stuff. So, there's a couple songs like where the bass player would sing a line. Like, I don't know if it's to give Blackie a breath, because they're parts of songs where he kind of sings over himself. So rather than try to fumble through that or use a backing track, the bass player takes the even line, you know what I mean? And every time that happened, which is only a handful, Blackie would point to him. He'd step away from the mic and then point at the guy singing. And that's like saying, see, it's not a backing track.
Right.
Okay, so the first 5 songs were definitely live. Like, there was his cadence on delivering the vocals did not perfectly match the record. He sounded good, by the way, sounded great. And there was times where if he wasn't close, like that typical stuff where, you kind of come up to the mic like that, you saw a lot of that, right? And then they flip the record and the curtain drops behind him and it's a video screen. And now he is playing along with the video. It's not perfectly synced up, but it's pretty close. But it's like an old 84. I think it's the show from the Lyceum in London that people can watch on YouTube. I couldn't really tell. It wasn't a great shot, but so the rest of the second side of the record, they had some sort of video going the whole time. Actually, they had some kind of video going the rest of the night. But from that point on, the vocals sounded spot on how they sound on the record. And I'm like, and this is what they do. They're like, they admit to a little, then there's a lot. So you do this thing where you actually go up for people that are assholes like me that are going to go, is he singing live? And I don't know that I would have cared, honestly, in the moment, other than the history and the fact that how much it's been talked about and how much we talk about on the show. I kind of felt I owed it to the listener to at least see what I thought. So yeah, that's what I think is going on. Basically, backing track vocals, and suddenly the backup vocals were a lot cleaner too. Everything just kind of popped a little better.
Interesting. That's interesting they do it that way. Like, I wonder if it's always switched over halfway through the show, or if maybe he plays it by, like, if he's feeling good, or maybe there's a signal. You know what I mean? Like I don't think I can do it.
That seems like a lot of work to get it right day to day. I think someone who's been doing it as long as him, you want to keep it as consistent as possible. I really doubt that would be the. Now they were doing the end of the show with medleys. And
that's kind of cool.
That point, I was, I wasn't really paying attention. They might have been more live there. The band seemed 100% live the entire time. Like the guitars weren't perfectly mixed. Sometimes when the solo started, it wasn't quite live. Also, the guitar player in the band doesn't play them exactly like they were played, so yeah. And just the overall tone, the guitars and drums and bass, everything it sounded like you would expect a live band to. So
now, what about was the vocal track from somebody that's listened to that album a billion times? Do you think he's using the actual vocal tracks?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Yeah. I didn't know if he was like a Paul Stanley thing where it was like, here's me doing a good take 10 years ago.
Well, assuming I'm correct, when he was singing live, he sounded like Blackie. I don't think Blackie's voice has stayed pretty consistent throughout his career. Where Paul, actually, you can listen to from the debut to, Sonic Boom, there's changes all the way through. You kind of, and I'm not saying that in a negative way, it's just his voice
changes,
sounding identical each record. So
yeah, okay, all right. Well, but overall, it did not completely, like, if you want to play, both sides of it. You went to it, and you still enjoyed the show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it was a great night. Yeah, I mean, like, it was $50. You know what I mean? So
right.
The great thing, though, beers were $14.98, and it's also cashless. So the wife knows exactly how many times I'm going up to buy a beer. Mm-hmm. She's at home just watching the bank app going, oh, got another beer, didn't you, Jorko?
Can't stand the fact that,
God.
I mean, like I said, cash transactions for me these days are the same thing as a drug deal. No receipt, no evidence I was ever here. That's what I want when I go to a concert. I don't need a tally of what I've done.
Yeah. I don't want to know. You know
Neither do I. I don't want to go back and relive my bad decisions.
God. Anyway. And also, it's so much fucking slower.